Welcome to the School of Public Management, Governance and Public Policy. Public administration curricula have, like many other study disciplines, experienced evolutionary changes in recent years. The changes have come about as a result of attempts to respond to the changing demands on government. In recent years, we have seen a significant increase interest in the way in which government should facilitate sustainable development. Global challenges such as chronic poverty, depletion of natural resources, diseases, rapid urbanization, and climate changes have forced governments, development agencies, and international organizations to design various international protocols, treaties, and conventions to address governance problems. These problems are especially acute on the African continent, where poverty, unemployment, and poor governance structures and practices, as well as low infrastructure development, generally hamper socio-economic development in a sustainable way. This model attempts to introduce you to sustainable development on the African continent with specific reference to governance functions and applications. Emphasis is placed on governance best practice. In other words, how governments should govern and manage the affairs of the state in the pursuit of the noble ideal of good governance for the well-being and prosperity of society in a sustainable manner. The purpose of this model is to provide you with the tools and skills to effectively and independently gain an understanding into the following aspects, as well as accurately and critically analyze and explain core sustainability challenges on a global scale, government's role in minimizing impact on the planet and maximizing positive interventions, key sustainability initiatives and governance frameworks on a global and continental level, appropriate theories of and approaches to sustainable development, and essential variables and dimensions influencing sustainability, and suggest appropriate government strategies to deal with them. Upon the successful completion of the 7 units of this model, you should be in a position to accurately and critically analyze the global resource squeeze with specific reference to the limits to growth perspective, pinpoint the global discourse regarding sustainability with specific reference to the pro-economic growth versus pro-environment debate, conceptualize and contextualize the concept sustainability within a development framework, assess core theories regarding sustainable development, identify key variables and dimensions influencing sustainability, comprehensively analyze core sustainability challenges on a global scale, explore the key arguments for and against renewable energy. This module is practical in nature in that while the theories relating to sustainable development and good governance are imparted, students will produce their own practical portfolios of evidence-based on formative and summative activities and assignments, and on assignment of their own choice, where the theory is integrated to outline practical proposals to improve governance functions and applications in order to govern society in a more sustainable manner. With the above general background in mind, it is appropriate to raise some important matters. This module is not formulated to educate sustainable development professionals. Instead, it is intended to teach everybody in the field of government, community-based organizations, non-governmental organizations, development agencies, international donor agencies, as well as students of public management and governance, about the realities associated with sustainable development on the African continent. All other modules, including those studied during undergraduate studies, should be considered as part of a bigger picture to address all dimensions of sustainable governance, including good governance principles, public policy making, economic and financial matters, human resource management program and project management, and general public management theory. With this context in mind, the aim is to provide you with broad conceptual and cognitive skills to gain insight into the complex issues associated with sustainable development and governance. Importantly, your own research, that is formative and summative assignments, should demonstrate, convey, and integrate an understanding of these complexities. As current or prospective public official, you should also be cognizant that political dynamics, normative perspectives regarding good governance, and political ideological considerations, example neoliberal, neo-Marxist conservatism, will invariably influence the way governments respond to sustainable development challenges. Hence, rationality does not always form the cornerstone of government decision-making. However, this does not imply that studies into sustainable development and good governance should be approached with carelessness and in a non-serious fashion. Undeniably, politicians and managers within the public service domain require information to help them understand what works, what is not working, and why it is not working. The scientific research process and academic conventions should always guide in-depth analysis, even if the research findings, that is, answers to research questions, are not fully suited to the current political and ideological status quo.